Hey, it's Jack from IPO'd with a stocks to watch video. Today is March 26, 2023. Before we get started, this video is for informational purposes only. These are not recommendations to buy, sell, or hold stock, any stock or security. I may hold positions in some of the equities mentioned to know your time frame and risk tolerance. Okay, let's look at the Qs. We've had some nice, decent strength in the Qs over the last few days, but I don't know if I trust this rally. I've said that a few times now. And the reason is we're seeing a lot of concentration into the cap weighted Qs versus equal weighted, and the same thing for S&P 500, even more drastic. I just want to kind of show you why that's a big deal. So this is the spiders, and here is the weightings in the cap weighted, and you can see how it's really concentrated about 20% or so into the top four names, right? Including the two different alphabet shares. Right. So that's over 20%. So that's a problem if something happens. Again, they're all in the tech area, right? For the most part. Amazon, you say, is consumer discretionary, but whatever. They're a conglomerate at this point. And look at the Qs, right? Look at the Qs. Look at how concentrated this is. Almost 50%, 45% are in the top 5 or 6 names, including both of the Google types of shares, right? So that is, if something happens where people start to exit these names, then a lot of this can fall apart very quickly and literally go straight down if they exit 4 or 5 different names on a quick basis. And these are names that can be exited quicker than the rest of the market just because of they're so liquid, right? The liquidity. So many shares is being traded. So just something to be aware of, that even though this looks great, that we're seeing a lot of concentration into the cap weighted, which means a lot of concentration into these names, and to be careful with that. A quick little announcement too. I forgot to say this at the beginning, but Trader Lion, I'll put a link down below. They're offering 4 weeks for $19. That's a pretty good deal. You could go ahead and take a test drive of their platform. They basically do trader education. They are a very, very disciplined group. I know the guys real well, and it's one of those no-brainer type things where if you like it for $19, you could go ahead and get access to their entire platform and see what they're all about, and see the way they trade and everything else. And then you can always cancel after that. But if you find value in it, then you can stay on. So it's a no risk type of evaluation of the platform. If you're interested, I'll put a link down below in the comments, not the comments, but in the description. And you could click on it if you want to. That's your choice. But anyway, great group, very disciplined traders, the Trader Lion group. So there's that. All right, so let's get into my stocks to watch. I have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15 names for you today. Just be careful out there. I don't know if any one name is better than the other. By the way, I'm using Deep View today, which I like because it's going to give me all my statistics down below as far as earnings and sales. Very clean looking chart. So Deep View is the platform I'm using today. They're in beta. I think they're coming out next month. Deep View to come out for everyone to get. But I was lucky enough to be a beta tester of it. So let's use it, right? All right. RGLD is the first one. Listen, gold miners are looking really, really good these days. This is Royal Gold, and you can see this is kind of, the area. You could maybe make it a little higher like that. So a breakout above this area, and I think it looks pretty good. Most of the gold miners are looking pretty good these days, but this is just one that kind of caught my eye. 200 days starting to turn back up as well. Decent accumulation too, right? And growth. Look at that. I wasn't expecting it to show growth, but yeah, it's a growth thing. Mondelez, right? So that's a consumer staple with trying to break out, right? Again, that doesn't, Mondelez breaking out isn't like the most bullish sign, right? Start with the gold miner and Mondelez, right? So it kind of shows the way it goes, right? But there's some other names like Myriad Genetics, right? That one's looking okay. And you see this little tight area right there, right? See how this is nice and tight right there? So break above this area, and maybe that's a place we can, position long, right? And manage risk, right? But I kind of look how tight that is. That's pretty nice. Workday, WDAY. Again, we have a very defined area. It's consolidating in this area. If it could come back around and get above, 193, 194, maybe we could play, move higher. 200 days already curling, which is kind of nice. What else do we got here? ALTR broke out, came back, retested, low risk area. Maybe it needs to kind of build out the base a little bit more. But overall, I mean, I could definitely see, somebody saying, okay, I'm going to keep it, buy in this general area and use, the bottom of the box as my stop, or maybe the rising 23-day, whatever you're into. But look how the 200 is already rising and 50 is rising. So it's starting a new uptrend. That's the way I look at it, at least. EXEL. But like below that purple, that box, I would say it's a no touch. EXEL had a nice move higher here. Kind of fell apart. It'd have to kind of, again, build out the base. Maybe it may take another week or two, but definitely needs to hold this 200, right? 1780, right? As long as it holds 1780, maybe we could consider being part of it. Below 1780, no. On. I mean, too hard for me to get involved down here. Not what I'm looking for. And then earnings happen and it's up 50% since. So this way it goes. But now I'm looking for consolidation or a pullback, and then maybe get involved that way. IoT. Okay, so this one came back, retested, held. Love that. You see, I have my alert set around 1950 because it needs to kind of build out a base and come back up, right? I may actually move that alert a little bit down, but maybe to about $19. But overall, it needs to hold here at 1750 and then come back up. That's IoT. So SMCI is next. Right, so big, nice move. Now, maybe a retest, maybe of this $100 area, right? If it comes back to $100, that's roughly where the 23-day is, right? Right in here, and holds at $100, maybe even comes out to 102 or something, right? Doesn't have to come all the way down to 100, and holds there and could turn back around. That may be a day that we could get involved, right? So watching for that pullback and maybe a buy somewhere in there. GWRE. Guidewire, beautiful name. Look here, you kind of see, here's we'll call this a cup, right? And you could call this, a handle, right? And then you have your cup and handle. Look, if it breaks out, very easy to manage risk against this fuchsia area as well. So, so it looks pretty good, right? GWRE. I tried it last week and I just didn't move as fast as I wanted to, so I cut it pretty quick. But I may get back involved again. Wingstop, WING. You see how this was an area that's very important. Again, it's consolidating right here, a break above 189, 190. And I think this one looks good with a defined risk. Another precious metals, wheat and precious metals. This one looks pretty good because it's already kind of broken out of its little cup and handle look, or bottoming action, whatever you want to call this. So that one looks pretty good too, $47, right? If it holds, for me, maybe even a little bit extended at this point. But if it kind of come back to this $45, $46 area, right? Pull back to 46, let the moving averages catch up a little bit more. That one looks pretty good. Fastly, again, I have my alert set. If it could break out of this, again, maybe a cup and high handle, maybe just this base on base, whatever you want to call it, I don't care. If it breaks this yellow line, maybe we get involved. It's above 16 and a quarter, 1630, something like that. Fortinet, yeah, nice gap up on earnings, sideways move, and now has kind of this range. And if it could break above the range and hold, which it couldn't yet, that's maybe a little bit of a warning sign, or maybe just wasn't ready. But if it could break and hold above that range, then we could potentially get involved. with a stop below the range, right? And here's Workiva, last one for you today. Nice tight price action after the breakout. Letting the moving averages maybe needs another couple of days, maybe it retests 95, and then potentially get involved there. Okay. So there you go. There was, I think, was it 15 names? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. Yeah, 15 names for you. And just some ideas, right? Of what's going on with the market, right? And some warning signs, right? Watch for these names, right? If these start to go lower, you're going to see the whole market go lower very quickly because there's such a big weighting of the indexes. So be careful. If you're interested, Trader Lion, private access, link will be down below. Hope you all have an amazing week. Not a time to be heroes in the market. Let it give us some better direction before we put our money to work. All right. Take care.